20 WSNR or its management.
This is AM 620 WSNR, Jersey City.
This week's show is me alone. My co-host, Etty, went to, I think, Barbados, Jamaica, one of the islands. And you know how women are. They just like to pick themselves up and go. Not that I have a problem with. Okay, so I'm hoping to have a good birthday show, and we're gonna have a nice joke and quote. Yes, everybody. Nobody's here to laugh at my jokes, so I hope at home you're gonna. By the way, I was at an I was against an Americans Against Anti-Semitism meeting tonight. Very impressed with his passion. It's a growing organization. They're spreading nationwide. They're getting a lot of Jews to join. They're getting a lot of non-Jews to join. Some lady came up to said that they should keep pushing more churches to get involved with it. This is a very growing situation. I'm going to tell you a lot of numbers I heard coming out of there. Very impressed with this organization. Matter of fact, they call themselves AAA. Again, it's Americans Against Anti-Semitism. They were on my show last week. Very impressed with them. Yes, we have a phone call. I'm going to take that phone call in a minute. Matter of fact, let me take the phone call now since I'm all alone. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy. I didn't even start the show.
I know, Heshy, but you said it was your birthday, Big H, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I loved your joke, even though you didn't say it yet.
Well, you're going to laugh at it soon, Eddie. You're going to laugh at it soon. Wow. Wow, you didn't even give me a chance. I'm so happy you called me. And you see, now I have a co-host without even having one. How are you, Eddie? How was your week?
All right, I'm fine. Listen, again, happy birthday.
Thank you, my brother.
It's very interesting because today was my mother's birthday when she was alive, and Mariana's birthday was a few days ago. So you're all January babies.
I want you to know, my wife is January 27th. My granddaughter is January 28th with my nephew, and I'm January 29th. And my daughter-in-law, by the way, planned the baby to be born. She was supposed to be cesarean, whatever, one of those C-sections. Yes. And she was supposed to be born January 29th, but she somehow scheduled it not to be on my birthday, and she did it the day before. Just I think upset me, you know what I mean? But it makes no difference. 3 birthdays, we had a big celebration.
So that's how to do it.
That's it. I didn't want my kids to come, but they're trying to con me. They wanted to take me out to dinner tonight or tomorrow night. I said, leave me alone. I'm happy with my show. I'm going to go home and watch my television. That's my night off.
Okay, so that's why I had to call you first. Okay,
thank you, Eddie. You're wonderful.
You're not alone, Eddie.
You're a good man. You're a good man, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Okay, take it easy.
You got it. Bye-bye. That's it. Wonderful. We got another caller. I didn't even have a chance to start. I got to tell my joke. Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Happy birthday, Heshy.
Eddie, my beautiful co-host. I thought you were in Jamaica already.
Not yet, honey. Not yet. How are you? How you doing in the show without me?
We're not doing good. I'm a little depressed. I'm sitting here all by myself, and I wanted you to buy me a cupcake. In my office today, they brought me a cheesecake, but it was like one bite with one candle. I said that doesn't really work. So I'm not one of those guys with one bite. No, we were trying to be on a diet. I said I'm on a diet, but not for a little piece of cheesecake. Are you joking with me? But
you deserve a big birthday cake.
Well,
candle?
I'm very happy with what I got, and it's good. I want you to have a safe trip when you go. Where are you going to? Barbados, Tacos, Lacos, or whatever.
I'll be away with beautiful white sand and blue-green waters. Let me ask you. How old are you, Heshy?
I am now 56 years old. I want you to know I'm not ashamed to say my age. And Linda just turned 50. So this is the first time she couldn't deny it, that she's in her 50s. So when we had the famous birthday party, they actually wrote, like on our birthday cake, they wrote happy birthday Heshy, happy birthday Linda, happy birthday me. They gave like 19 names on it. I said, it's not fair. I wanted my own cake. But I blew out the candle since I was the oldest.
Good for you. Good for you. And how did you spend your day today, Heshy?
Well, I want you to know I did my regular volunteering in the morning. I was so happy. I was very jovial. I was going over to people. I had a bunch of old pocketbooks that Linda and me, we bought a long time ago, to give out for donations, and I put $2 in every pocketbook, and I went out to the nursing home part, and I started handing it out to the old ladies, and they were laughing at it, and they were so cute. They, they're cheap little, these these little purse pocketbooks, and they saw the $2 in it. You know, they're in the nursing home, so it's not much they could do with it, but they were so happy, and that's how I did it. Then I worked the whole day today, sat in the office, took a couple of calls, and then went to remember the guests we had last week on the show? The people. So they actually made a beautiful parlor meeting, the AAA, Americans Against Anti-Semitism, and they really had a nice turnout, and Dov Hiken spoke. I was very nice to him. He was very nice to me. We joked around a little bit, and he made a beautiful speech how they're trying to fight anti-Semitism. One guy, Flaky Jake, came up and said we should have classes of self-defense. One guy said we should have guns, which is crazy altogether. But again, even the Shemira guys came. I was very impressed with the turnout. Wow. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I think I'm going to maybe, I don't have the time, but I'm going to try to figure out a way that I can donate and join the American Against Anti-Semitism. They have a website, matter of fact, and if anybody wants to donate to their organization or help join them, they're saying there's a lot of millennials, millennials, whatever they call them. Right.
What's their website?
Their website is it's called Americans, AmericansAANSAA.org. And you can email them info@Americans, AmericansAA.org, and send them money, donations. They're really going nationwide. They have California. Do you know that New York had 100 incidents of hate crimes last year? I didn't even know that. Yes, and California had, and Jersey had 35% more, they're saying, and California had a 65% increase. It's like, wow, I didn't know that this is spreading like this. I believe that we should educate our people more. Sometimes Jew on Jew hate. That's just as bad, and when you see that in the world, so other people take advantage of that. We should go out and show people that we do a lot of good in our communities, but there's sometimes we hate each other. We call on one another. We rat on our neighbors. We're just jealous, and we got to stop that. We got to do more good. We got to control ourselves. Every morning I get up, I have a lot of people that I'm very angry at, and I also want to make bad calls on them, or I also want to fight with them, and you have to control yourself, SDA.
Let me ask you, what about making all this AAA thing across the entire United States? And
so Dove said that he's trying. Dove said they have 25 different states already that they have little organizations and chairpersons. Like this guy who was on the show last week became the chairperson in Borough Park. It just started the first meeting. And he says they have in California, they have millennials in Virginia and Florida. Always running around the country talking. They have even 4 employees.
We've got to spread the word to strengthen numbers.
It's not only strength in numbers. We got to show. He says that there's a lot of non-Jewish people donating, like Asians and Black people donating to money to their organization who want to be involved in this. And I hear this spreading the word. I think this is something good. If we can calm down violence, try to not only calm it, but watch ourselves and protect ourselves. Very important, Nettie. Very important.
Absolutely. I'm all for it. I think we should talk more about it next week.
Well, I will, and I want you to have a safe trip. I want you to come back with a suntan, and I'm jealous, so I want you to get a little bit of a burn and suffer. I'm joking. I'm joking. See, that's a hate thing. You see already one Jew is hating another Jew. I apologize.
And I was going to send you nice pictures of beautiful beaches. Now I just may have to think about it twice.
Oh, God. I'm very disappointed with myself. I apologize, Etty. By the way, Etty, there's a guy. I was at a funeral last week. My niece went to a funeral, and she was pregnant, so I didn't want her to go alone. I didn't want her to go to Ville, so I sat with her. One of her husband's grandfather passed away, and she was like new to their family, so I joined her there. And there was one guy there who was helping bury the body, and he says, Mr. Tischler, you spoke bad about me. You had no right to. So Etty, on the air, I'm going to, and I met him again today. His name is Hesky Klein. He's involved with the Y. And I apologize to him if he thinks I said anything bad about him, which I think he's right. I might have said something bad, but you know me, Etty. I just blabber from the mouth sometimes. Right, Eddie? Eddie, you're listening to the show. Sometimes I blabber too much. So I apologize to Hesky Klein, but he did sit down and talk to me about the Y. And I told him that I don't like the Y. And he says it's a good idea because he's involved with the board. I said, listen, I spoke to our councilman, Mr. Yeager. I said, this Y shouldn't move. He says, well, the Y is in shambles. I said, my name is Heshy. I've helped 100 people move into their homes this year. I've helped contractors, advisors, fought with the city. This week, I helped a young with 5 kids who couldn't get into a house for 6 months pass her inspections. I helped another guy in the morning of this morning, get into his building because he couldn't get his sign off on electrical. And I did it. I'm just telling you now that I said to the Y, I will donate my time for free. Carmen has $2 million, he told me. Hesky Klein, call Carmen. He will get us the money, and I'll teach you how to fix up this Y. I don't care how bad it is. I know that I can rehabilitate it while it runs. Don't give it away. Don't move it. Let Heshy show you how it could be done. Because like Donald Trump, I've done this. I am a pro. I'm not a city employee. I know how to fight the city, Etty. You know, you've seen my magic.
Yes, I have seen it. I've seen it many times.
It's not fair to, if somebody's offering their services, just give up and say, oh, let's destroy a building. I know that as long as the structure is solid, and I've been to the Y, I can save it. Give Heshy a chance. I don't need the money. I don't need to be paid. I tell you, Carmen has the money put away. I bet you I could do it, and I bet you I come in under budget, and I bet you I finished the whole project in 9 months, Etty. 9 months I can rehabilitate the whole Y, and I promise you it'll be done. They don't have to give it away. Anyways, my beautiful lady, I want you to have a beautiful, great time and enjoy yourself.
Have a wonderful, happy birthday, and hatzlacha and everything you do. You should have a year of health and wealth and tons of nachas from little Meira. And
you're right. I didn't give a shout out to my beautiful granddaughter Meira and my friend Ellie, which I have to give a shout out for. Ellie, shout out to you.
All right, cool. Heshy, I'll catch you in a week from now.
You got it, baby girl. You have a great time, and you better come back refreshed and ready to rock and roll with me. I want to fight with you a little bit more.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Bye-bye, sweetie. So, everybody, this is the Just Enough Heshy Show. You can call into the show at 718-303-9090. 718-303-9090. Talk about anything you want. I have a lot to talk about the impeachment process. I have a lot to talk about other little things like Bloomberg, and somebody told me that Sanders for sure is going to win the nomination. Oh my God, this is a self-hating idiot who loves that lady Talib or whatever that idiot Muslim congresswoman is who supports him. I mean, this is a lady. I just want you to know before I start the commercials that there was a missing 7-year-old kid in Palestine. And right away, this lady Ashwari, who's one of the Palestinian representatives, right away blamed the Jews. Oh, the Jews killed this kid. The Jews killed him. And finally, they found out that the kid slipped into a well and died. And she apologized at the end. I'm going to take a phone call in 1 second. So she apologized at the end. And you know what happened? This Talib lady did not apologize. Matter of fact, she kept blaming the Jews. You have to understand that this is not right. Anti-Semitism is wrong. And Sanders, who's a wacko for allowing crazy people to support him, I would never let you support him. When you hear my quote, you're going to hear that. You're on the air with Heshy. Hello? 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 I guess not. Anyways, my quote of the day. What am I quote of the day? I got to do some commercials. Chamula Jewelers, 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980. They're really good people. 718-336-1980. By the way, everybody, I had a big fight with Linda today. She didn't like the new Peloton machine I bought, this exercise machine, because I'm trying to lose weight, so I figured out a new way to do it. She said, oh, Heshy, you're blowing money. I'm going to blow money. We had a big argument about the Peloton machine, so I guess I got to go to Chamula Jewelers at 944 Kings Highway and buy her something. Not expensive because she said I already blew all my money. No more allowance for me for the rest of the month. Jamula Jewelers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, specializing in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Again, located at 944 Kings Highway. They've got the sparkle for you. Then you have Tehila Tishla, TEE styles.com, STYLES.com, 718-675-6842. She's really doing some good work. She's busy all the time. 718-675-6842. She'll make you look good for all your parties, your wigs, your makeup, your hair. She's really very good. Again, 718-675-6842, or check out her website, TEESTYLES.com. She brings out the beauty in you. You also have technical difficulties located at 1504 68th Street, 718-259-4593, 718-259-4593. Wonderful man for all your community needs. He was really rated the #1 virus people and fixing computers. This guy is really very good. I tried to set him up with my sister-in-law, but she's a little bit older than him, and he's a good-looking boy. He doesn't need a nice girl. He's in his 40s, but he's a very nice man, very smart, and makes a good living. And also, we have Fallon's. Fallon's. It's a beautiful ladies' clothing place, and they have beautiful clothing for adults, teens, and children. They're located at 3132 Bedford Avenue on the corner of Avenue J and Bedford Avenue. Again, they have beautiful clothing for adults, teens, and children. And her phone number is, what is her phone number? 718-325-5667, 718-325-5667, or 718 Fallons. But I like 718-325-5667. Go there. She's located on the corner of Bedford Avenue and Avenue J. And then you can just walk over to my friend at Wolf's Grocery. And Wolf's Grocery is located at 2362 Nostrand Avenue, which is on the corner of Avenue J and Nostrand Avenue, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 718-252-1863, 718-252-1863. I go visit his mother all the time, and when he's there, he always complains to me, why are you making fun of Kalman? Why are you making fun of the politicians? I said, that's what I do. I do that best. I said, I have to make fun of them. Maybe things will get done, because so far, things are not getting done, and I'm not happy with them. And then, of course, we have $25 car rental. They're located on 18th Avenue and off Coney Island Avenue. You get into a car Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You stay in it for the same $25 rate as long as you want. Minivans are $35. 718-851-2000, 718-851-2000. And of course, we have Green Line Building Solutions. We're moving soon, but not yet. We're located on the corner of 16th Avenue and 54th Street, 5318 16th Avenue, 5318 16th Avenue, 718-871-0382, 718-871-0382, the corner of 16th Avenue, 54th Street. We do ECB violations. We help you with vacates. We help you with plans, permits, expediting. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it all, and we help you out. 718-871-0382. Also, we do so. Just walk in or make a special appointment. We also do some personal local issues. So I'm always available till we move in about 3 weeks. I think we're moving to 4th Avenue and East 2nd. I don't know what my staff is doing, but that's the last lease I think we signed. 718-871-0382. Come in and meet me and work with my team. Anyways, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for my quote of the day. And this is a quote that I really thought about, especially that I wanted to see today. And it's very important, especially with the anti-Semitism, because, you know, a guy like Leon Goldenberg says, hey, pick yourself up and move and leave. What do you mean? I'm living in my neighborhood 30, 40, 50 years. Even like Nazi Germany, when they threw the Jews out. Unacceptable. I will not move. I will not switch districts. I picked my place to leave. I'm not going to move every 5 or 6 or 7 years. So here's my quote. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. And that's what I do. I'm proud to live in Brooklyn. I'm proud to live in Borough Park with my 150,000 neighbors. Right now, my neighbors around me, wow. I mean, it took me 35 years, but these guys around me are beautiful, helpful. We go out for one another. We say hello to one another. I mean, I actually see people on Purim bringing gifts when somebody's building something or they need help, or can I come onto your property? Not one person on my block, 4 of my neighbors did construction. Everybody used everybody's driveways, neighbors, and nobody said a word. Everybody was helpful. I am so proud of you neighbors on 44th Street and 17th Avenue. May God bless you all. And I know a lot of people who fight and rat one another. I want all of you to understand this quote. I want to see you as a man or a woman proud of the place in which you live, and also to see a man who lives that his place is proud of him. And I am proud of my neighbors. Anyways, here's my joke of the day. When me and Linda, we moved out of our apartment into a new house we bought, my wife Linda and I decided to move our cars last. So we started to drive both our cars. We decided at the last minute we're going to drive both our cars at the same time to our new house. My little son Avram, who was 8 years old at the time, worriedly asked, he says, Dad, how will we keep from getting separated? I reassured him by saying we'll drive slowly, that one car will follow the other car. Yeah, but he says, what happens if we do get separated? Avram persisted. So I joked. I says, well, then I'll never see him. So, okay, Avram said, I'll ride with mommy. That means he didn't really care much about me. I know that was a bad joke, but that really happened. Anyways, I want to tell you guys a couple of complaints that I have. The Democrats, which I believe, I was watching a YouTube clip the other day of a rabbi who got up and said it's time for the Jewish people to leave the Democratic Party. It's not that we don't want to be Democrats. I'm a Democrat, and most of the people are Democrats. But these Democrats today, these wackos, like Nadler, really, he's a bad man. Did you see when he got up and the impeachment trial? He spoke, he read from piece of paper. He was like reading like a machine. He thought that he did his research and he spoke, and I was so bored. I actually believed that senators fell asleep. The man was repetitive. The next lady, repetitive. It was the dumbest, boring, open speech that you've ever seen. And then when you saw the Trump's lawyers, Dershowitz, he read from his paper, he looked outside, and he started to talk to the senators as if he's a regular person. Like me, when I go to a speaking event, I look at my notes, and then I know what I'm talking about. And I talk from the heart. I talk from sense. I use my brain. These guys have no brains. Mr. Nadler, I'm telling you that I will make it my mission that you don't get reelected. This is a bad man. Call into the show at 718-303-9090. You can watch me at Just Enough Heshy on Facebook.com, Just Enough Heshy on Twitter.com, Just Enough Heshy on Instagram, I guess that's where our links are. And YouTube, of course, Just Enough Heshy. So anyway, 718-303-9090. This guy Nadler has lost it. He doesn't deserve to be in Congress. 3 years, $40 million Mueller report. Counting money, he's done nothing. He's passed no good legislation. Pelosi, why did you put her in? I mean, of course, 51% of the country is going for Trump. He's going to win the next election. And the Democrats, that's why we're split. The Democrats are so blinded that they're telling their people, stick to it. Did you ever see a senators that just everybody's voting, nobody's splitting party lines? It's like the dumbest thing. You're 100 different senators. You're hundreds of congressmen and women. You're not supposed to vote by party lines. You're supposed to vote the right way. You're supposed to vote with what the people of your community want. But it looks like that they don't care what we say. We're dumbbells. We keep electing these people. We keep putting them back in power. And it's wrong. It's wrong. And you know what? I want to tell you something. I read a quote from Abraham Lincoln. He says, "We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the court. Not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution." Mr. Nadler, Mr. Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, you all, Christian Gillibrand, you pollute, you pervert our Constitution. The people in the state Senate, like Mr. Felder, and people in the city council, they have lawyers that could break. I know I've said this before, that could make new laws and legislation to override the Constitution. Recently, with the building department, they came up with a new law that not only do you need a superintendent, somebody that watches the job, he has to be licensed. Okay, no problem. We'll give him a course, a safety course. Then the competent person who helps him has to have a 60-hour course, which is impossible because workers quit all the time. Not everybody can take a 60-hour course. Then you have to have an OSHA requirement. Then you have to have a book. Now you have to have a pre-log book. You're so busy doing so many books and paperwork that by the time you start your day, it's already 11 o'clock. You've paid your employees from 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock for 3 hours work, that thousands of dollars every single week by just doing these stupid paperwork. It's just not right. And the city's purposely doing, because when they walk onto your side, I saw today a picture of an inspector checking a guy's harness to see if he has an expiration date. A harness, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, that has an expiration date. It's like having a belt around your stomach with an expiration date. Are you crazy? Really? The city came up with this new legislation and they beat us. There's no such thing that your harness has to have an expiration date. Courses and more courses, and it's impossible. They want to fine my people and shut these construction sites down. And it was Bloomberg who started this. And I have another question for you. What the heck is with this Bloomberg? He has no chance. He's blowing millions and tens of millions of dollars. By the time the election is over, they say he's going to spend over $100 million of his own money. Now, why would he not just give it to charity? He has no chance to win. 3%, 4% of the vote. He's never going to get on the debates. He's bad-mouthing a president, Trump, for no reason. Everything that comes out of his commercials are pure lies. The man is 77. He can't even live when he wins the presidency. Next year, he'll be 78, 79. He's going to be 84 years old. Who the heck needs a president that old? We need somebody younger. You're right. 70s is not old. 70s is young. 60s is young. Biden, I could maybe give it to you because the man was vice president and is qualified. Bloomberg is a zero. Trump was a young guy when he got elected. I like Trump. No matter what anybody says, Trump is the man. Everybody knows it. He's going to win. The only reason why Hillary, I believe, had a chance was because she was a woman and she got a lot of the women vote. But why would we want to put Sanders in? The man has no brains, no business ideas. Look at his voting record. Everything he votes like an idiot. Really, he has no right to be president. He's going to bankrupt this country, and it's just wrong. I'm telling you now, the man doesn't deserve to be president. Warren, who tells us that she's an Indian. I mean, I understand she was joking around, or maybe not joking around, but why do we want somebody crazy? We needed a guy who got up there like Trump. Said, listen, I'm going to throw people out. I'm going to fire people out. Everybody's upset he fires a lot of people from the White House. Hey, you're not doing your job. You're fired. You're not following the rules. You're fired. My office, too. I gave you a job. It's not that you have to listen to me. My clients need to be serviced. If you're going to not service them or treat them terribly, you're fired. This guy, Bolton, was pissed. He was fired. I mean, you wrote a book and then you took confidential information in this book. And when do you come out with the information of the book? Right by impeachment time. I don't understand you. You could have come out with your book last month. Could have come out with your book in 3 months from now. He came out during the impeachment trials. He has secret information. He's coming to testify. He's not coming to testify. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. We're just wrong. We keep electing and putting these people in power who don't deserve it. We need young people. We need young people to stand up, refresh people. Somebody, please run against Pelosi. I promise you, the next young person that runs against Nadler, I'm going to get out there and raise you money. I'm not going to let you run with little money. We're going to crush this little Nazi, fat, ugly little Nadler. I know I'm not allowed to say the word Nazi. I was screamed at a bunch of times, but the man is really a capo. He's a self-hating Jew. So is Sanders, self-hating. These men have millions of dollars packed away, or they're getting money. And what do? They let the little guy suffer. They let the little guy struggle. You know, in America today, this is the greatest country in the world. My father came from the Holocaust, from the fires, lost a lot of his people. And if you want to pick yourself up from your bootstraps and become wealthy, that's fine. And if you want to sit back and relax and collect welfare food stamps and budget your money correctly, you could do that in America. America gives you free healthcare. America gives you welfare. I'm not knocking you shouldn't work, but some people do not need to work. Some people need to or they can't mentally work, but America gives you these options. A lot of people want to work. Now this crazy woman wants to tax us if we go over a certain amount. You know what? My nephew is fighting with me all the time. Jason, he lives in he goes to college in Jersey, and I dropped him off at his dorm room. Oh my God, I forgot what it was like. Garbage piled up to my head. Cute little 5 little roommates of his, and they were all cool, but again, they live in Jersey and they have these socialist ways of thinking. They hate Trump and they want to vote for Biden or Sanders. They don't know better, because they don't know what it is to pay bills. They don't know what it is to struggle. They just know what it is to college, go to a dorm room and have parties. You're right, they're going to be our future. But the point is, when they're taxed or they're not going to be able to get a job when they come out of college, they're going to see that it's very hard. I have college graduates that cannot get jobs and come to me. They're begging me for jobs. By the way, if you need a job, call me at 718-871-0382. I'm expanding my operation. I'm looking for new expediters so you can take courses. If you have a college degree, I promise you'll even get more money. We'll teach you to become an expediter. We'll teach you to go to court. Come on in, join my operation. We're looking for qualified people. We're looking for drafters if you know the CAD file. So join me. Call me at Green Line 718-871-0382. I'm in all day tomorrow, and we're going to be taking interviews. And then I think there's some courses coming by the city where if you take the courses, you can come join our operation. As I was getting back to this Bloomberg, does this boy have a chance? The answer is no. And still he's running for office, spending $100 million that could be given out to feed people. Charity. I heard this week in San Francisco or San Diego or something like that, they charged each resident to clean up the mess of the homeless, because they have a big homeless problem there. $300 per family. I mean, this is just wrong. Mr. Bloomberg, take your $100 million and use it to clean up San Diego or San Francisco. I think it's San Francisco. Go in there, clean them up. What are you doing spending money on an election that you have no chance, just to badmouth your president? Yes, he's your president too. How do you lie? I mean, you should see the commercials that are coming out. It's disgusting. I see it and I quickly turn it off. I'm so disappointed. Heshy Tischler, 718-303-9090. Call into the show, everybody. Talk to me. Talk to you. Uncle Heshy, ask me anything. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy.
Heshy, this is Eddie again.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. The brilliant characters in the state assembly and Senate, which is now both run by the Democrats.
I know.
They have that rule about the plastic bags, and then on top of that...
Oh, my God. What's wrong? Are we crazy?
And they're going to charge you 5 cents a bag, a paper bag, if you for the bags that you need. Now, I know other states, because I go to Massachusetts in the summer, they instituted a similar law. Unfortunately, they went cuckoo too. But the paper, you're not charged for the paper bags. I recycle and I reuse the bags for as long as possible, then I dispose of them. But here, they add insult to injury, and now they're going to charge you for the paper bag starting March.
I know that, and then you have to buy a $5 or $7 reusable bag, which you know is going to rip in the future, or you're going to lose. I mean, they really believe I'm going to stop off at a store while driving my car. Oh, my wife needs bread and milk. Let me go get the bag or leave it in the car. I mean, really, this is what we're worried about. We're not worried about ticketing. We're not worried about crime. We're not worried about stupidities of people stabbing or killings. Or, I was on Avenue J, again, on Ocean Parkway yesterday. 5 cops on the corner. 5 of them. Oh my God, Eddie, I'm in shock.
Listen, but may I just suggest on your shows or wherever you go, let people know, because I went to a few people today. There was on one store, a bakery, approximately 69th Street in Fort Hamilton, but they're not fully aware of this and how it's going to impact them. And some of the, she mentioned one of the customers, an old lady, they were outraged. They thought the store was charging this. So maybe it would be worthwhile for you to spread the word.
Well, I will, and I'm just telling you, our you're talking 51 councilmen, senators, assemblymen voting stupid laws in for bags and making us suffer to save the environment, which is not true. The ozone layer is getting better. This goes on all the time. We have ways to properly dispose it, but what they do is they just want to make it harder, punish us so we can get another ticket, another fine. They're getting rid of all those styrofoam takeout stuff too. They're not normal. We have nothing better what to do with ourselves.
That to them, this is important. Their priorities are all screwed up.
I want to ask you a question. The Democratic nomination, Sanders is an idiot, or would you rather have Biden? Not that we want them to win at all, but which idiot do we want to go up against?
Well, the one that has the greatest probability of losing would, I suspect, be Sanders. But then again, Biden's not all right in the head, so Donald would make mincemeat of him either.
I love you, Eddie. You are my boy. You said it exactly the way I should have. I love you. Have a great night, my boy.
Okay, Heshy.
Wow, that was a good call. You're out there with Heshy. How are you? Thanks for waiting.
Hello. I'm curious. Do you just handle building owners, or do you handle tenants too?
I do. Let me explain to you what we do. We help. We don't work for the city. We work against the city.
I understand that.
So I help homeowners, not only buildings. Pretty much I don't help building owners as much, because most of these building owners have their main guys. They do come to me when they're in trouble. I handle homeowners.
Well, do you
handle 1 or 2
tenants?
families? I do help tenants as well. I have a lot of tenants that have troubles or violations or don't have heat, so I try to mitigate. Like now, this week, matter of fact, and that was it this week? Yeah, it was Thursday. I'm sorry, last week I was appointed to be a receiver of a building, and I met with the tenants, not with the homeowner, to help them go through their complaints and get them back into a building. I just took over a building about 3 years ago called 19 Bushwick Avenue, and I took care of those 6 tenants. If you call them up, they love me. They hug me when they see me.
But what exactly did you do for the tenants?
I help them put together their money. I help them make their living. I mean, their health-wise, their building. I moved their building up, took care of their violations, made their apartments more livable, took care of their problems.
Okay, fine. Let me ask you this question. There's one building I know, my friend's building, that it's a rental, and it's in Forest Hills. And they don't get heat. They say they get heat. Is there anything other than calling 311 you can recommend?
Sure.
Because the landlord, other than putting money in escrow, that's the only thing they understand, to be honest. Don't hold back rent. What do you recommend?
Well, in this particular case, sometimes the Department of Buildings won't give these landlords permits. They want to fix the heat. There's not a problem. There's no reason for them not to give heat, because all that's going to happen is they're not going to collect rent. They're going to be sued, and they're going to lose the building, and they're going to get violations, the tens of thousands of dollars. The problem is the city's red tape for them to fix their boiler, fix their heat, or change it takes so long. So there are organizations out there that will help these landlords that some of them are lost, or if they call a proper expediter that will move stuff along so they can give the heat back, work with the tenants. But sometimes the tenants don't want to hear anything and they just keep calling. And, I have a lot of places that I work with landlords that the tenant just calls every day for no reason at all. He makes up stories. And look, my delicious friends just walked in, by the way, who I told you about, Americans Against Anti-Semitism. The chairperson and the chair lady moved in. We're going to talk to them in a minute. But I'm just telling you now, young man, that we could help, lady. You call a proper councilman. It's not to go shut down these buildings or landlords. Shut down the buildings and landlords. It's also to try to get them help. Call the people, find the right organization, find, even if their landlord doesn't have money, sometimes these landlords are falling behind or they don't have the proper money. There are organizations, charities that come up with 1 or 2 months or fixing of these. There's so many organizations.
Well,
There's so much money out.
Wait a minute. What is this situation, and you would probably know, that they control the heat from their office? This is everybody now.
Well, they don't control the heat from the office. They can control the heat through a computer through the office, but they also can, there's a manual control in the building. The only problem is sometimes the people miscontrol the heat in the building.
Who can miscontrol it? The tenants don't have control of it.
Yeah, there is a control box in the building. There is a thermostat in the building. There's a computer box that's hooked up through the internet that also controls the heat, that you can control it from your office. So sometimes the tenants misdo it, so the landlord does it. And you're right, something's wrong. So you need a local guy to monitor it. You need a local guy.
Who monitors it?
So your super has to monitor the guy in your office. And if you have a problem, you put a thermostat in your office and you call your office landlord, say, listen, the heat is no good or your program is no good. Please come down. And I know that I do spot checks on all the buildings that I manage every 2 weeks. I have my superintendents, I have the cleaning guys, everybody, and I have in each building a box where it has complaints. So you have no excuses that the landlord or you did not get in touch with the landlord. And today with emails and phone calls, come on. It's no excuse that somebody doesn't know your problem. You don't have to call 311 and shut everything down. Figure out a way to work it out. And if not, call your local councilman, call your local assemblyman. He'll call your landlord. You know how many times I call landlords and say, hey, man, why are you messing around with these people? And they fix it.
Okay, one last thing, okay?
Yeah.
Congressman Nadler is a great congressman.
He's an idiot.
He's the best.
Did you see what he did? Did you see the? I'm not knocking you, and I have no problem.
You said terrible thing. I mean,
I hate him. I hate him.
Nazi. Come on, man. That's great.
Did you see what he did? He got up and lied about Trump.
You know his wife is ill. He's not too happy at the moment. His wife has cancer.
So then he shouldn't be up there. He shouldn't be one of.
Well, this week he's a great congressman. You may not like him, but he'll be reelected. Did you like? He
was, first of all, a good congressman. Not anymore.
He still is.
But I have a question for you. What about Hillary? Did you like her?
What are we talking about, Hillary? We're talking about the current occupant.
Right, you're correct. I'm telling you that I have not seen. I would like you to ask you one question.
Sure.
Tell me what Nadler has accomplished in the last 3 years. That's all. Anything great, any new legislation, zero, nothing. I know his wife is sick, poor baby, then get out of office. I have a lot of people.
I mean, come on. If your wife was sick, would you quit your job?
Yes. I'm sorry to tell you, when my wife had the third child, she had postpartum depression. For 6 months, no, my son. 6 months, I took care of my. No, I couldn't afford. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? I couldn't even afford diapers back then. Are you kidding me? I struggled week to week. I used to tell everybody I'm made it by the skin of my feet. I'm not trying to be a big shot, but you are responsible. You get married to somebody, you are responsible to be there. When I wasn't feeling well for a couple of in 2008, my wife stood there day and night taking care of me. It wasn't a long time, but I had to do some little surgery, and she was there for me. You have to be there. Of course, people get divorced. Of course, people break up. But when you are with somebody, it's your responsibility to take care of them. If I remember correctly, the vows, what is it, Bumi?
In sickness and in health until death do us
part. And even the Jews believe that. Am I correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Everybody should believe that.
Well, I hope your wife is wonderful, and I hope Mr. Nadler's wife is
we all wish Mr. Nadler's wife well, but nevertheless, Jerry Nadler was once a good congressman. However,
Who
what
is
has
it?
he done?
Oh,
the
this is
other
Boomy.
gentleman.
This is the Boomy. He is
Right.
the
Abraham
chairperson.
Hoshan.
Abraham. He's Americans Against Anti-Semitism chairperson and of Brooklyn. I want you all to join his organization. I told you I gave you his email and the account. Just check out his website, Americans AMERICANSAA.org.
And the local chair.
And he's
It's
the
Dov
local
Heiken's
chair.
organization.
It's Dov Heiken, and I was, me and Dov sometimes clash, but today I told everybody Dov spoke beautifully. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. So, can you say hello? Hi. You didn't hear my joke on the radio. I'm very angry at you. We're going to pick up Larry on the radio. Larry, you're here with me, Boomy or Abe, and Sawyer. How are you?
I'm so glad you're on the air, Heshy. Happy birthday, young fellow.
Thank you.
Now, quickly, before I get to my
wait, they want to say happy birthday, my two little
Happy birthday
No,
to
stop
you.
it, stop it. I'm What's doing, Larry? Talk to me.
I couldn't do better myself. After that last caller, and then I'll get to my point about the handbags. Nadler's accomplishments, he extrudes pastry. He's a pastry gun, extruding pastry to please the liberals. Let me get to my point about the little handbags with $2 in them that you brought to the nursing home patients. They know it's a token of love. You love them. They know they love you. They're going to have the nurse put it on the windowsill for everybody to see this token of love. They're not going to have it framed and put on the wall like some rich person who frames all kinds of junk and puts it on his wall all over the house. They know they can't fill up their nursing home room with these things. One is enough. The nurse doesn't want any more than one, and it's enough.
Right.
And if the nurse is a problem, let's say the nurse says, well, gee, what are you going to do with this? Because the nurse doesn't understand. If the patient is smart enough, she'll say, oh, arrange a motorized wheelchair for me, and you'll come with me out in the street, and we can go shopping, and I'll find something I can buy with the $2.
When I go to the place, I actually hug the nurses. I was telling the people that me and Linda found some old pocketbooks we had. We put $2 in them. We were giving them out to all the little ladies.
Nice.
Yeah, they like it. You know what I mean? They don't have gifts, and I'm not going to give them an empty pocket, but just a $2 joke. It's not a joke, but it was like something interesting. Maybe they can get right. And I want you to know those nurses in the rehab center and the nursing home, they're really very good. Every time I see them, people make fun of me. You hug them, or I hug them because they need love. These good ladies work 12-hour shifts and people torture them. I watch them. I don't care what people say. Oh, Heshy, you're not allowed to hug them. You can't. I love them. These are women that are just angels that I know that if I was there, I would torture. And these are just wonderful people. But I see them being tortured by people and everybody screaming. Of course, people are going to get angry. My mother's sick. She's dying. She's not well. And these poor, beautiful, gorgeous women, all of them, you're talking black, Indian, white, Jew. I just, every time I see them, and I always say hello to them, I always smile with them, and they always laugh at me. They said, Heshy, you're just giving us, you're playing with us. You want to grab me. I said, you know what? I have no problem. You are worth each and every one of them deserve a grab. And I don't care if you're going to arrest me. These are women that are angels. I couldn't.
They really
I promise
try
you,
hard.
Larry,
They're entitled to be treated
properly. I don't know how they get through. It's not 12 hours. It's 12 hours, 3 times a week, over and over again. And I'm jealous. I'm jealous that I can't do it because my hour that I walk around, the 3 hours in the morning, I do nothing compared to them. I'm upset that when I walk out of there, I have not fulfilled my day as them. But anyways, these are beautiful people, and I like it. Can I ask you a question, Larry?
Yeah.
You know what happened this week? And boom, I want you to hear this. There's a guy, Kobe Bryant. You ever heard of that name?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So he died. He died in a helicopter accident, and he was really. I had some issues the way he acted when he was younger, but. Right, but what are we doing? This is not the first time. What are we all flying in helicopters for 12 minutes? You know, I'm not saying it was a good thing. And again, why would somebody fly in a cloudy or not visible thing? It's like, remember JFK Jr. when he died? What are you doing?
Plane. It was a small
It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
If it's cloudy and it's dangerous, stop.
I'll give
Would you believe me if I told you I've never been on a helicopter?
I was on a I was driving upstate with Linda last year,
Right.
and it was so foggy, driving
On the road.
upstate on the road. I
Wow.
promise you, I couldn't see
You pulled
5
over.
feet. Yeah, I said, Linda, it's not normal. She says, Heshy, we're going to be here for hours. I said, sweetheart, all we're going to do is crash and die and get lucky. I'm driving blind. It was crazy. And
The
then I
proper
saw
thing
like
to do is to
I
pull
pulled
over.
over and we sat there for like 3 hours, and then we dozed off, and then I got a little bit lighter, and then we went on. But you're right, we could have sat there a whole day, but it's very dangerous. Guys and women and young children, stop. Pull over. You're tired. I go to the jails. Sometimes I come home. I'm tired
Exhausted.
and I'm exhausted. You pull over because it's not only your life you're gambling other people's lives. And anyways, I like Kobe Bryant, and it's a shame at 41 years old, a young man like that
It's a
died.
sad story.
Yeah.
Certainly very sad.
But I don't have an answer for God, and it bothers me.
Heshy?
Yeah.
Oh, that reminded me that the owner of Fillmore East on 2nd Avenue around 7th Street, where I used to go when I was a kid, Bill Graham, and I used to go.
Billy Graham, yes.
No, Bill Graham,
Bill
the owner
Graham.
of, and before that, he was the owner of Fillmore Auditorium, I think,
Okay.
in San Francisco. He got killed in a helicopter crash
Wow.
in California. His helicopter crashed into a mountain because he was in a big hurry to get to some event. Famous guy, not as rich as Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
don't
but I know
think.
they're crazy. Even Thurman Munson, my favorite baseball player from the 1976, 77, 78 Yankees, had to fly.
Greatest Yankee.
The greatest
team of all
Yankee. I love you. Wow, you are my friend.
My catcher,
My
Thurman
catcher,
Munson,
captain
Captain
of the-
Thurman
captain.
Munson.
The greatest Yankee
That's-
player ever.
I can give you the lineup.
I can give you the
Chris
lineup.
Chambliss
I
on
hate
first.
you. Who's second base?
Willie Randolph. Bucky Dent.
No, you made a mistake.
Willie Randolph.
No, come on,
Nick
baby.
the Quick Mickey Rivers on.
No, you messed up. Fred, the Chicken Stanley, 76,
What are
77,
you talking
shortstop.
about?
Bucky came 78.
Okay, Bucky on
78.
shortstop.
No, but
He
it was
came
Fred
after-
Stanley. Fred
All right,
Stanley.
then Craig Nettles
Right?
was on third.
Greg Nettles, he was the captain
Nick the
after
Quick
it.
Mickey Rivers in center
Mickey
field.
Rivers, correct.
Right field was Reggie Jackson,
I love you.
and
Love
left field was Sweet Lupinella.
Sweet Lupinella.
Sweet Lupinella.
Yes, and
They were the best.
Who was the
I
best?
have their
Wait a minute,
baseball cards.
I
man.
bet you don't know who the pitchers were. Catfish Hunter,
That's right.
the greatest pitcher ever.
Ron Guidry.
Ron, the Lightning Gridge. What was it? Louisiana Lightning. I saw
That's
him.
right.
I saw him do 19 strikeouts. Anyways, my Yankee team. Wow, I like
My
Billy
Yankee
Boomer. You
team as
better
well.
come back every week now. Now you're my boy. Larry, thank you for your call. You're wonderful.
Okay, you too, Heshy. Bye.
Bye. Call into the show anyway. 718. Sorry, I want to ask you a question. Before we get to your Americans Against Anti-Semitism, I don't want to talk to the chairperson. I want to talk to the chair lady. You know, there's a virus in China called, what is that? Coronavirus?
What's her name? Etty spoke about it last week.
Right.
She
Now,
brought it
I
up.
have a question. Is this real? Coronavirus, whatever. Is this real? How come every virus is coming
Well,
from China?
it's even affecting the stock market. I think.
I understand,
The
but
stock market went down.
it went down.
Yeah.
But is this now? I don't want to say any, I know you think it's a real virus. You have to pull the mic next to you. But my question to you is this already is the second big virus that's coming out of China. Is China purposely doing this to kill its people?
Ooh.
Now, I know you think I'm crazy. You know, you're only allowed to have one child in China. If you have a second one, you get fined, or only if you have a girl, and then you'll have to beg for it. This is not normal that every time a big thing comes out, 1,000 people, they don't tell us. I believe China's killing its own people.
I would leave a question like that to our chief foreign correspondent, Sawyer.
Sawyer,
Would you be so kind as to?
Do you think
What are your thoughts about something?
I mean, this
like
is a dangerous disease.
Yes.
Is it a bad? I mean, we only have 2 cases in America.
This thought hasn't crossed my mind now until you mentioned it. I like Sawyer's take on
saying
this.
1,000. They're saying 1,000 people died.
It's pretty tragic, but I'd like to hear Sawyer's point on this.
When you multiply that with how many people they could have come into contact with.
Right. My problem is that we're not taking it serious in America, we're told. I mean, we're taking it serious, but you know, they're able to build hospitals in 4 or 5 or 6 days in these little towns. I mean, I don't know. I'm scared. Am I supposed
Are we able to contain it? I think
you can't. If 1,000 people died, if 1,000 people
it
died,
seems to be almost uncontrollable, unstoppable. So what do? Do we simply stop everybody who's coming from China from coming into the United States?
Yeah,
I mean, what is
yeah,
the answer?
yeah.
Etty had an issue with that last week.
Right.
your co-host, and
she said there was no cure at that time.
Oh my
I'm
God.
wondering.
So-
I'm wondering just the way they're building the hospitals and building them overnight within hours or whatever it is that they're doing. I'm wondering if they
Can you
if they
put them
came up with
all
something
in the
yet as a
same-
cure.
And do these stupid masks work? Walking around with masks? That's like them. I remember I had one of my girls come into the office the other day, and she was wearing a mask. I said, "You cannot wear a mask." She says, "You can't tell me what to do." I said, "A mask? Really? You believe that if I touch you, that the disease won't travel through the
Well,
skin?"
I don't know specific. This happened to be a fatal disease, but Sawyer can tell you that we met somebody earlier today who was carrying some sort of a skin disease. It's
Well,
not like, it's not fatal.
It was MRSA,
What's
Right, what is
MRSA?
that?
something. It's like a Streptococcus
Right,
Aureus.
right.
That's what it stands for. It literally, we're all carriers of it on the skin.
Oh wow.
But what happens is if you have an infection, if you have like a wound and it gets infected somehow and your immune system is low, I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly. I'm not a
Okay.
medic.
And it spreads.
It could really
See, my
spread
wife-
and it
Sawyer,
could take years.
Oh, my
to cure.
wife got
Sawyer
it.
doesn't let me get
my
into an
wife-
elevator with a woman
Well,
like that.
my wife gets upset when she's, "Oh, Heshy, you hug everybody, you kiss everybody, and you're going to catch something and bring it home." I said, "First of all, sweetie, I have all my shots, but you're right. I did get a rash one time, and I thought it was something heat, and I fell down. So it was like a couple of
But it
months
was
ago.
a contagion. At the
Yeah, I
end.
put on a stupid cream, the cortisone cream,
Okay.
and my doctor laughed at me. He says, "Oh, you're making a big deal of it. It's heat." I said, "No, maybe I touched somebody." He says, No. But Linda gets crazy at me, but you should take your shots. I do take my flu shots. I take
Right,
a whole
I
bunch
do
of
too.
shots. Don't be scared. You're right. I don't want to force you into taking the, what's it
Heshy,
called again?
why-
The Vive. What is that thing that they don't want to do a Muncie? The
Immunization shot?
Right. So I am that. I am for the children. You should take your
I think they
immunizations.
should take that.
But can I force you, Mr. Lawyer?
You cannot.
But according to you, according to
Well,
the
no.
state
You know,
assembly
here's a
now with this
balance.
new rule.
Here is a balance. You have to remember. This could be, when you're dealing with something that could be a threat to the health of the public, that's something else. It's kind of like the question we dealt with today. One of the questions, one issue. Where does freedom of speech end?
Never, nowhere.
No. When you become, where you're speaking
And you
becomes
incite.
a public threat and you incite people to attack or rioting others, riot and physical attacks, and it said, there is where freedom of speech
So then,
is
Nadler,
supposed to
so
end.
then, according to you, Nadler belongs in jail.
Nadler belong. Yeah, Nadler does.
He's inciting people to
Nadler
riot.
has gone
Right.
off the deep end.
Right. So, according
Nadler
to
is supporting the liberal establishment in a total what do you call it, attempt to impeach a president who has done nothing wrong, and it's disgusting. Not to mention that he has been supporting the Great Four. Those four, Talib and Ilhan
terrible.
Omar, and
Oh, my
rather than
God.
gathering together with some sane members of the House and some sane
Oh, and
members of
they're
the Senate
insane.
on the Democratic side, if there's anybody
But you
left
you
on that
heard
side, and attacking them and obliterating them right from the beginning
You
and
know what?
throwing them the
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
out. He's been working alongside of them.
But you know what I said in the beginning, in the middle of the show,
Yeah.
that there was a 7-year-old boy that in Palestine disappeared and died and fell
That's
into.
correct. We spoke
and
about
Joe
that too.
spoke about
You
that
don't
that
spoke
night.
about it.
That's
Why?
right.
And I said it on the show, and you know what? The Ashwari, the lady, apologized, but Talib did not apologize.
No. No.
And so she belongs in jail too.
This is-
She incited the community to
this
go
is-
kill the
As far
Jews.
as I'm concerned, yes. This is a virulent anti-Semite. And I do believe that she should be.
She's in a
Certainly,
pub-
she doesn't
she's-
belong in the House. That's
She's
for
a
sure.
public official. Okay. She's standing in a position where people are listening to her. She's very impressionable. And she can incite and cause people tremendous. This is not one person. She's in a very important position. And people are looking to her. And
Exactly.
she can cause tremendous
Right,
harm.
right. That's
And
why
she's
I'm-
been doing so together with her 3 cohorts or
Right.
lackeys.
And she
I know.
shouldn't be in that
But
position.
Pelosi with Schumer and Nadler, again, these are people that don't belong in power anymore.
No, absolutely not.
Right. You know, and I quoted, I'm going to tell you my quote again. We, the people, are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution.
Exactly.
These are, now, Mr. Lawyer,
Mr.
you are
Lawyer.
Mr. Lawyer.
Mr. Lawyer.
I'm going to
That was
ask you.
beautiful.
I'm a real estate
It
lawyer.
doesn't make a difference. You're still a lawyer. You've gone, you've litigated, you've stood in front of people. You watched Mr. Nadler. You watched Dershowitz. I don't want to even, I'm going to skip Nadler because the man just read from a paper like an ignorant idiot. And I really fell asleep during his speeches. And he kept repeating it over. When Dershowitz got up, I was impressed. He did read from his paper, and then he spoke to us like a human being. He kept me awake. He didn't overdo it. But were you impressed with Dershowitz or Nadler or anybody?
Not Nadler, certainly not.
I love you.
Dershowitz, clearly, at least, he told us the truth. He is one of the greatest constitutional scholars alive today, and he told it as it is. He said none of these things, even this new book that came out by John Bolton, even if there was some truth in any of these allegations that John Bolton made, none of this reaches the level of an impeachable offense by any means.
So why isn't this thrown out already? Why didn't the Senate
look at what's happened to our country since Obama's been president? Why is Obama and why is Hillary Clinton? Why are they not hanging for treason against America?
Exactly.
When you did treason against the country of your home country once upon a time, you hung for it.
They bought off so many people.
But again,
that they would have to hang. They don't have enough places to hang all of them.
But again,
people forgot when Obama said they talked about the Russians, and people forgot already a long time ago when Obama said, "Tell Vladimir I'll be more flexible after the election."
Wow.
Tell Vladimir.
But I believe that the president should have ultimate power. I do believe that the president should have latitude because he does know things that we'll never know and things that go through that office.
But his loyalty should lay to this country like Trump.
So exactly. And I still believe that
and Trump is loyal to America.
Now, before we end the show, I want to ask you one more very important thing. Jared Kushner. Okay, he is, of course, we know Trump's son-in-law, but he had a plan, supposedly, with Trump to peace. Supposedly this great agreement between Israel and Palestine. This idiot, what's his name again? From Abbas, whatever the Abbas from the
once known as Abu Mazen the Butcher,
right? Wow,
the right-hand man to Yasser Arafat.
Right. So he says that Trump should be killed or shot or laughed at 1,000,000 times over. I mean, he will not even look at this agreement. He won't even try to make.
Well, this is not new. This is the old story. Israel always wanted to have peace, but they have never had a peace partner.
Yeah, but
they don't want.
But
peace.
You're talking as a bigoted Jew. I don't mean to knock you, but
no,
you're talking as a Jew.
I am talking the reality. I'm talking the reality. Those are given facts.
So how come another 100?
How come
100? So I have a question. 175 nations in the United Nations. These are gentlemen. These are intelligent, sophisticated, college-educated representatives, diplomats. They're all saying that Israel is wrong and Palestine is right.
There is no Palestine, number one. Right. Israel is the Jewish land. It is a tiny little strip of land surrounded by millions and millions and millions of Arab, but vast
They have Egypt, they have Jordan, they have all their countries. Why don't they take them?
That's
correct. Why don't they go there?
Israel is
They're
not
different
wrong.
people. Saudi Arabians are not Egyptians. Egyptians are not Jordanians, and so on and so forth. So
but they're all Arabs, and they fit together.
So you say,
and there's no reason.
So you saying all Muslims are the same? All Muslims are the same?
Wait a minute. But the vast majority do hold of their religion, and that's very different to our view.
We have no place else to go. This is it.
We have a very, very tiny little piece of land, and it is our land given biblically by God to us. And it includes Judea.
Doesn't God?
We tried sharing, and when we shared with them, kept dropping rockets and bombing and still murdering and taking hostages and doing all the crazy things.
All the Arabs.
No, but it was continued.
Okay.
They got what they asked for. We gave them, and it wasn't enough.
What do you think the United States would do if Mexico would start lopping missiles into Texas on a regular basis?
Okay, I got you.
How would the United States react to that?
We attack left and right.
And what if they told
Mexico
us we owe
them?
What if they told us a piece of our land belongs to them, and we unilaterally withdrew and said, "Here, take it. It's yours." 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and again and again and again we did that, and we said, "Take it. It's yours." And again, what did we get for it? More missiles, more terrorist attack, more deaths, more blood.
I agree.
What would happen?
I agree. So now I want to end the show with one thing. You had your Americans Against Anti-Semitism,
right.
and it was a very nice conference. I wanted to ask a question. I have a solution for you.
Okay,
please. A lot of times we complain about hate on the Jews or the blacks hitting the Jews against other people. We all talk bad about another. But my main complaint is sometimes Jew against Jew. We talk bad one another. Hey, you can laugh and smile, whatever you want. We sometimes self-hating. I mean, I'm not only going to pick Nadler and Sanders, but I'm talking people in my own community. We actually hate our neighbors. We must start loving one another. Then I can understand that we can start fighting anti-Semitism. A lot of these people who hate us are because they're laughing at us. We're fighting with one another. So yeah, they can come in and hit us because nothing's going to happen.
I
mean, two cops driving down the car screaming F and Jew in Borough Park the other day. I mean, is that ridiculous?
That's a shame.
A shame in my neighborhood.
They should have they should be suspended.
They're not going to be suspended. You can forget about it.
That's sad.
That's sad. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. I want to thank all my sponsors. Fallon's, located at 3132 Bedford Avenue. Please go to her, 3132 Bedford Avenue, corner of Avenue J and Bedford Avenue. Wonderful people. Of course, don't forget Green Line Building Solutions, 16th Avenue and 54th Street, 718-871-032. And don't forget to use the law offices of Abraham Hoshander. This is a wonderful, good-looking man. He's not as good-looking as me. You're not.
Well, maybe not as good.
Okay, good. He is located at 1164 49th Street, Suite 400, but call him at 347-435-3402, 347-435-3402. And you can also ask for the Just Enough Heshy website or email, and I'll give you his websites, and you can be in touch with him. He's a great litigator, great with legal, great with everything. Call him. It doesn't closings. I mean, just call the man. See how he can help you. Like me, like you had to call him before. Just call. You never know what we can do for you. You never know what we can. Wolf's Grocery, my delicious friend, 2362 Nostrand Avenue, Avenue J, 718-232-1863. And again, don't forget Chamula Jewelers, where I had a fight with Linda. I told everybody, yeah, I insulted her. I have to buy her something. I'm an idiot. 718-336-1980. You know you women. Jewelry is a cheap buyout. Thank you, Dimitri. You're a wonderful producer. Thank you, Abe. Even though you came late, next week you better come early.
It's our pleasure.
I love my chairwoman for American Against Anti-Semitism. You've been all wonderful. We're going to cue the music. We're wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to tune in next week. Just Enough Heshy. Abe, I love you. Boomy, really, I love you.
Ditto, I love you as well.
Everybody. Abe,
Good night.
I love you. Soya is delicious, by the way.
That's for sure.
Dietro a lui, fagli vedere che non